I'm sorry there's so much pain in this story. I'm sorry it's in fragments, like a body caught in crossfire, or pulled apart by force. But there's nothing I can do to change it.
During the first season of Handmaid's Tale, Margaret Atwood was involved, and we really started talking about second season quickly and about what would happen next, which is the question she's been asked for 35 years.
It's one of the great frustrations of the literary world that book ends where it ends. It's maddening. And so the idea that I would get to see what happens after that van drives away is so incredible.
We're moving away from the book into a bigger story that still feels very consistent with the world that Margaret Atwood set up. And there's endless stories to tell in this universe.
In season 2, one of the things that I thought was very interesting is filling in some of those details about how this happened, in flashbacks, in pieces like that. But I think the important themes for the second season are, first of all, motherhood, how it bends and shapes the world in a place like Gilead. And one of the other big things is something Aunt Lydia says. She says, Gilead is within you. So we are able to see that everybody is carrying Gilead around even when they leave, and what kind of caustic passenger that is to have in your tummy all the time.
What is that?
It's the Capitol. 20 or 30 guys with machine guns just started shooting from the gallery seats. It just happened.
Jesus.
I think on our show, anything that we do that shows how we got to Gilead is so fascinating. How do you get to this place where something like Gilead can exist? What are all the little steps that get there? And Margaret Atwood talks a lot about how there are so many little steps, that it started way before you think it started.
The human race is in danger. Embrace your biological destiny.
In season 2, we get to say, let's go back to critical moments where we went from a United States of America that we all know and love to the formation of Gilead. And those flashbacks aren't just historical flashbacks, those are our characters, their lives, experiencing that. Oh my God, we've got to get out.
So the boy and his mother can go, but I'm afraid you'll need a Canadian visa.
I was very excited to have some flashback scenes to see Emily and just fully understand all that she had before Gilead took over.
The document is no longer recognized. You are not married.
She kind of works hard at everything, her job and, her family, and to see that stripped away from her is really awful.
It's forbidden.
Forbidden? What does that mean?
Forbidden by the law.
Oh, Mommy.
What law?
Papa.
The law.
I mean, it was heartbreaking for me to act it out, but I'm just glad you get to see that, and know who she really was, because that's who she still is. She's just had to bury herself and create this sort of facade for the sake of her survival.
Our friend has been keeping a secret. A most wonderful secret. She has been filled with his divine light.
Gilead is built on motherhood. It is the whole reason the place exists. And so the characters are mostly focused around the fact that Offred is pregnant.
We should just run away somewhere. Start over. Like a real family.
She is dealing with this very different kind of motherhood where she is having a child with someone other than her husband. She's having a child that she doesn't believe she's going to get a chance to raise or to know.
I think for both Offred and Nick, one of the hardest things about having this child out in the world that is theirs and yet they have no contact with is it's against all of your parental instincts and human instincts. And a lot of Gilead is about stripping away humanity, I think.
Oh, look, Mrs. Waterford, your baby is moving around in there.
The whole season is set up with the expectation of what motherhood will have on, obviously, Offred, but also for Serena and for Fred and the household. I think essentially for him, from a Gilead male perspective, it's all about the reward and the ability now to be recognized as a commander that is fulfilling the Gilead promise of repopulation.
There is a level of respect and awe, even from the commander, even from people who are horrible. They're still in awe of this ability, which seems, when you strip it down, like magic. And so I think for Offred, with the pregnancy, she has a trump card. She absolutely can push things a lot harder. She can get more advantages, and by the end of the season, she can make the impossible happen.
Let me have her. So I can say goodbye.
Motherhood is a powerful theme, and we're feeling it at the colonies, where women who are not blood related are caring for one another like mother and daughter.
What if the ants saw us? They could starve us. They could do a lot of things. I'm trying to keep you alive.
Emily has a mothering relationship, and also Janine sometimes just pisses her off.
Gilead took your eye. Now we're cows being worked to death, and you're dressing up the slaughterhouse for them.
And yet Janine surprises us, because sometimes she doesn't need as much care as we think she might.
Cows don't get married.
They haven't lost their humanness. They may have lost some of their humanity, but they haven't lost their humanness. So there's still jokes and love and all the things that make us human. We did a lot of research into not just concentration camps, but work camps in Russia and gulags, labor camps in China, and what the society is like there. Most of those are not gender specific, but some of them are. And even though it's a world of women imprisoned by men, the world is run by women. So just to see how they construct this world and what are their priorities, it was fascinating to watch Alexis and Maddie manufacture a whole different societal structure out of this terrible place.
What will happen when I get out? I probably don't have to worry about it, because there probably is no out. Gilead knows no bounds, Aunt Lydia said. Gilead is within you, like the spirit of the Lord, or the commander's cock, or cancer.
In the book, Aunt Lydia tells the girls that Gilead is within you. And it really is her saying the good things about Gilead, the inspiration, the godliness is within all of these women. But it's stuck with me as something that could be very positive or very, very negative. There's an intractability to it. You know, you're kind of stuck with Gilead.
You can't get it away. The relationships, the bonds, the bondage of Gilead stay within you.
My office can confirm that there has been a bombing in Gilead. There are fatalities, including a number of high-level government officials.
Were any handmaids killed?
We do have unconfirmed reports that fatalities are among the civilians and, yes, handmaids.
We have Luke and Moira in Little America. So you would think, that's it, they're out, they're free. It's not true.
You don't want to know that she's okay.
She's not okay. She's alive. Have faith that she's alive.
That's not knowing.
Any refugee can tell you that it's not always what you've imagined. It's very difficult. The people that you have come to know and love are not always with you. You have to build a new community. You have to let go of the idea that it can be exactly what home was and that your life can go back to normal, because these people are damaged. These people have spent years in Gilead, and that doesn't just go away.
The cruelty, the hopelessness, it's something you carry around and is not benign. It's taking place inside of you and changing you.
Stay in Gilead long enough and it starts to eat you from the inside out. That's one of the things they do. They force you to kill within yourself.
In season 2, you get to see a ruthless kind of desperate side of Emily, where she cruelly and coldly kills the wife that comes to the colony.
How are you feeling?
I'm so sick.
It's not that she snaps necessarily, but she's turned a corner and made a decision that she's gonna dole out justice herself.
What did you give me?
Every month, you held a woman down while your husband raped her. Some things can't be forgiven.
It is a dramatic turn, and it's even one that I sort of grapple with, you know, putting that out there. And I think it's meant to show the level to which she has been mistreated and traumatized, and I think pushed to that point.
We made a show that we wanted to make. It was the time for it for us, and then it sort of just turned out to be the time for a lot more people. That's obviously something that is gratifying. You know, you want to make something that people feel like they can see themselves and they can see their own stories and their own life.
We certainly never reached to make the show prescient, but we always reached to make the show relevant.
There's so many aspects to this story, so many parallels that could be made, but the characters are incredibly strong and inspiring, and I think that's one of the things I'm the most proud of, is just the resilience I get to portray.
Our goal always is to do a dramatic thriller, a feminist story, a humanist story. It's sometimes a horror movie, but I think it's really compelling, and there's a lot of hope in the future.